Hello, my dear students. I hope you're doing fine at home. My name is Miss Camila, and today we're going to talk about types of pronouns. The objective is to identify and differentiate among types of pronouns. We're going to start with the main personal pronouns, which are the most common and the ones that we use the most. And here we have I, that means yo, you, that means tú, ustedes, we, nosotros, nosotras, they, ellos, ellas, he, él, she, ella, and it, eso. Here are some examples in sentences with personal pronouns. For example, I play football. In this case, the pronoun is I. We write in class. In this case, the pronoun is we. She ate a sandwich. In this case, the pronoun is she. Pedro walked home. In this case, the pronoun is Pedro, but we know that there is hidden a pronoun he because it's talking about a man. And finally, Laura and John are great friends. Here we have Laura and John, and we know that in this case, the pronoun that is hidden is they. We have another type of personal pronouns. In this case, are called object personal pronouns. In this case, we're going to use the same personal pronouns, but they are written differently because of the position that takes in the sentence. So in the case of I, it's going to be written me, you, also you, we, us, they, them, he, him, she, her, and it, it. Here are some examples of sentences using object personal pronouns. So, as I said before, these pronouns take another position in the sentence. They usually go at the end of the sentence, and that's why they are written differently from the personal pronouns that we know. So, for example, she called me. We don't going to say she called I. I told them to pay attention. We are not going to say I told they to pay attention. That will be incorrect. The company paid us. We are not going to say the company paid we because it is incorrect. And finally, Miss Camila told her to be quiet. We are not going to say Miss Camila told she to be quiet. We have another types of pronouns. In this case, we call it possessive pronoun. With the word possessive, we know that talks about possession, when we own some things. In this case, they are also written differently. The case of I, we're going to written mine, you, yours, we, ours, they, theirs, he, his, she, hers, and it, its. Here are some examples of sentences using these possessive pronouns. They also go at the end of the sentence, and as I said before, they talk about possession. So in this case, I can say, this car is mine. I am not going to say, this car is I, because that is completely incorrect. The pencil is hers. Here we're not going to say the pencil is she, because that doesn't exist and also is completely incorrect. And finally, the dictionaries are ours. Here we're not going to say the dictionaries are we, because as I said before, it's completely incorrect. So, for you to remember and be very clear, possessive pronouns talk about possession and they usually go at the end of the sentence. Here we have another type of pronouns, but in this case we call it possessive adjectives. They also talk about possession, but in difference to the possessive pronouns, they don't go at the end of the sentence. In this case, we have for I, my, you, your, we, our, they, their, he, his, she, her, it, its. Here are some examples in sentences using these possessive adjectives. As I said before, they also talk about possession, but they don't go at the end of the sentence. They usually go at the beginning and they are followed by an object. For example, my cat's name is Mimi. I cannot say mine cat's name is Mimi because that will be completely incorrect. Your hair is beautiful. I cannot say yours hair is beautiful because that would be completely incorrect again. Our classroom is clean, and finally her cell phone is new. So remember, they also talk about possession, but they go at the beginning of the sentence and they usually are followed by an object. And finally, we have the case of the reflexive pronouns that are very difficult to use in English and are very rare also. To use this pronoun, we need to have the same pronoun at the beginning of the sentence and then at the end. So, as they are called reflexive, we are going to talk of the same person in the same sentence. In the case of I'm going to use the word myself, you, yourself, we, ourselves, they, themselves, he, himself, she, herself, it, itself. Here are some examples of sentences using the reflexive pronouns. So as I said before, the only way to use these pronouns is to have the same pronoun at the beginning of the sentence, and then we can use the reflexive pronoun at the end of that sentence. And also, you are going to notice that it is used to emphasize the things that we do or the person do in the case of that sentence. For example, I saw it myself, lo vi yo misma, is to emphasize, to also repeat that the person is very important in this case. Es para enfatizar y para decir que es muy importante la persona quien hizo la acción en este caso. He hurt himself, the same case. We made it ourselves. In the case of the cat scratched itself, we know that the cat, it is not specifically the pronoun it, but we can also use it and say itself. And also we can say it scratched itself. It can be the same. Now pay attention. I put two cases and examples when we can use the same pronoun, but it is written differently in all sentences because of the position or if they also talk about possession. For example, I love the cat loves me, the cat is mine, my cat is beautiful. In all sentences we are using the pronoun I. But as I said before, we have the case that it is an object personal pronoun, it is a possessive pronoun, it is a possessive adjective, and also it is a personal pronoun itself. In the other case, it's the same thing. We are great students. Teachers teach us. The classroom is ours. Our classroom is big. The main pronoun in those sentences is the pronoun we, but as I said before, it is written differently in all cases because they take different positions and also they talk about possession in some cases. Here is the activity. Circle the correct option using pronouns. Write everything on your copybook. Send the activity to our email english.cmhn@gmail.com with your name and grade. If you have any questions about the activity or the contents, remember that you can send us an email and we will answer you as soon as possible. So here is the activity. You have two options divided by the slash in every sentence. You have to circle the correct option using the correct pronoun in each case. Take care and stay safe. Bye.